everybody, Jason Shadrick with PremierGuitar.com, and we're at the Anaheim NAMM Show 2017. That was Greg you just heard there, and we're here at the Wampler booth with Brian Wampler. And Brian, you got a couple new pedals that we're going to talk about in a new amp, which we're going to hit at the end. But first, let's talk about the pedal we were just hearing.
Okay. So the Dracarys I wanted more of a modern take on Distortion. So we had the triple rack, which I would call that kind of like a late 90s, maybe early 2000s.
Sure.
So this is more of a modern take. I'm a big fan of like Ola England, for example. And I love his tone. I'm like, you know what? I need to capture something newer like that in a pedal. So that's my take on it.
Very Dungeons and Dragons. So I wanted to ask you about where the name came from.
So it's like a Game of Thrones type of
reference.
A reference to a situation that happens in there. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right.
So it means I think it means dragon, I believe.
Good. So it's very dragon-inspired overdrive. I guess you could go right. All right. So let's hear a little more of that one, Greg. Excellent. And tell me a little about so it's a 3-band EQ, is that right?
Yes, it's active 3-band EQ, so plus or minus 15 decibels on that. Gain and volume, of course, and then the switch will allow it to be a little more open, a little more tight. So it's open, it's a little more responsive.
So what were we listening to there? That was the up position. What was that?
Yeah, so that would be, I think that's open.
All right. Can we flip it and hear what the other side sounds like? Excellent. All right. So when will that be available, and what will be the price on that one?
It's going to be $199, and it's available mid-February.
Mid-February.
Yep.
Great. Now for something completely different, we're going to go down here to the end and look at your Ethereal delay and reverb. So tell me a little bit about kind of the inspiration, what you had in mind when you were putting these two effects together.
Okay, so for some of the people that may have been following us for a while, we actually had this at the last NAMM as well.
Yep.
I just wasn't 100% happy, so I revamped some things on it, changed some stuff to where I wanted to be 100% happy with it. So basically, it's still the same idea. I wanted a great ambient reverb and delay. So maybe if you're a praise and worship guy, it's a great fit for something like that. It's also just a great fit for just ethereal type of sounds.
That's a good name.
Yeah, it's just got this really ambient type of texture to it.
Completely not dragon related at all.
Not related to Game of Thrones in any way.
All right, Greg, let's hear some of this one. Excellent. So what'll be the price and availability on this one?
I believe that's going to be $219, and we're looking at a late spring release.
And one thing I did notice is that on all your pedals, you've kind of given some of them an updated look, changed the enclosures a little bit, and put top-mounted jacks on all of them. Right?
Top-mounted jacks, relay bypass, which is still true bypass. It's just a much better style of switching. And like you said, top-mounted jacks. That's why you can on a 42-inch board, you can fit 30 pedals or whatever.
Yeah. I was gonna say, maybe by next year you might have to break out into 2 pedal boards.
I might need 2 of them, stacked too high or something.
So, and the last thing is, and you did have these at the Summer NAMM show, but what we've been playing through are your new line of Bravado amps. So why do an amp?
Well, I've been tinkering with amps for a while, mostly for fun. I've always wanted like the perfect pedal platform amp. I always got really frustrated when you have like your favorite pedal, whether it was a Rat or whatever. It would sound great through one amp, and then you take it somewhere else, and it sounded terrible through that amp. And you know, I just didn't like how some amps were so finicky. So I wanted to create an amp that, like any gain pedal is going to sound great, even like a Metal Zone. You know, so that was really my goal. Just something that any gain pedal is just going to sound fantastic through. It's got
lots of headroom, I'm imagining?
Tons of headroom. It's 6L6 bass. It's 40 watts, but it's not like a really loud 40 watts.
Okay.
It's got Celestion Creamback 65s in it, which is a great speaker for that type of amp.
Because I mean, it's fairly loud, I guess, here when we're playing, but the volume's like on like 2 or something. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and even as you turn it up, it's still gonna be pretty clean. But yeah.
And so these will be available in combos and heads. Are they all internally pretty much the same, just different?
Same exact amp all the way across. Just we have a 112 combo head, of course, a 212 cabinet, and a 112 cabinet.
Excellent. And what will be the pricing and availability on these?
Okay, the combo is $2,100. The head is $1,900. And keep in mind, these are all hand wired here in America. And then the 112 cabinet is $600. 212 cabinet is $900.
Right. And they'll be available soon?
These are available right now. Yep.
Right now. Excellent. All right. So where can people go online if they're just discovering this video and want to find out more about what all these pedals do?
Sure. So go to wamplerpedals.com. It's WAMPLER.
There you go.
Wamplerpedals.com.
All right. Brian, as always, thank you, man. Thank you. This is Jason Shadrick with PremierGuitar.com.